Oh, we took last week off, but we are here now to take ridiculous dating questions from the wild animals on Reddit and from you guys in the chat on YouTube, starting right
Just
now.
ask the love guru.
Just ask us.
To tell you what to do.
I mean, that's our job. It's our job.
It is.
Oh, we're flipped.
Or your life is through.
Yes.
Love guru.
Yes, you heard the man. This is the Love Gurus podcast. We are well rested after our week off that we just took. Suzanne, how you been the last couple weeks there?
You know, I'll be honest. We did take last Thursday off, and I feel like I'm low. Like my volume is.
No, you're all right.
No.
You're
Or
all
am
right.
I?
Nah, it's the music's fucking
Very
chat.
loud music.
Yeah, maybe loud music.
I was
Yeah.
extra excited.
It has to be.
Coming off the break.
I just thought I was being silenced again as the woman on the podcast. So
No,
I mean,
well,
nothing
yeah, that's what I
new
do.
There.
I'm
Is
gonna
I like to
silence you
drown them out like an Oscar award speech gone on too long.
Yeah.
That's what I feel every time a woman
Yeah,
speaks.
no, I missed being off for a week. I mean, we did something that I think was fun, but I can't even remember it. That's how fun it was. So,
There you go. There you go.
There's no,
You're
there's
blackout
no sense,
drunk the whole fucking time.
There's
That's
no
great.
sense in being off. Then I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yes. We do. We are a guest short. Sadly, Ann Van Epps could not make it, but we have one guest to fill both shoes. He's got big fucking
two
shoes. This
shoes.
guy. He's got two shoes, not
These
just
are
one, but two.
size 13 shoes.
That's right.
Wow,
He's no
can't
peg
find
like
those
this
in
fella.
every regular store.
But I can't fill them.
That's too bad, man. But yeah, this guy's a hilarious stand-up comic. Check him out online. Check out his socials. Check him out live. Gmr. Ben Asher, thank you
Thank
for being
you.
on the show. First
Thank
time
you.
guest. Dude, tell them where they can find you.
So we're giving out the address, the apartment? Or?
Your social
Yeah,
media.
I knew.
I mean, you could do whatever you want.
Yeah,
but we're not going to dox
It's
you.
not in Maspeth, Queens. It's north of that. No, it's at the Ben Asher. There's underscores in there between the words, but you can put in the Ben Asher and it'll come up. And it's a picture of me on it, and just Ben Asher on Twitter or benasher.net.
Look him up. Look him up, people. Find
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Find him. See him live. Check out his shows.
Yeah, I got a lot of shows.
Yeah, check him out. Check him
Every
out.
Wednesday, Arthur Avenue Comedy, right next to Fordham University in the Bronx.
Yes, I did
Oh,
it. It was
wow.
fun. It was a
That
fun
was
little
fun.
bar.
Did we-
Yes.
It was just us.
Uh-huh.
Two other people dropped out, and we both did I think about 40 minutes. It was awesome.
It was nice. It was
Yeah,
nice. It was fun. It was a good time. It was a fun little bar show, and it was the back room was packed, so it felt like a really good
That was
show.
a good show.
It's a damn good room. I hate the bars where you're right next to the fucking bar. This is in its own back room, and
Oh,
it's got a
cool.
nice stage.
That's
It's
nice.
well lit. It was
Yeah.
really good, and it had a good crowd. Loved
Well,
that show.
And
man.
also, I like your guys' attitude. It's like you guys are doing the strongman comedy competition on your own. You know when they have the cart full of people that they have to pull, and they're just
yeah.
running down the street. I mean, you guys used to have 4 people pulling that cart. Then it was like, oh no, actually, it's just going to be the 2 of us.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor, right?
No.
No.
She does
I gotta get
actual
a card.
stand up
Yes.
with cards.
No,
thought-
I purposely underbook my show because I like when people don't show up.
Fuck
Because
yeah,
it's like,
dude.
oh, the first time it happened in a show,
Yeah.
the first time it ever happened, it was like, oh shit, I have to do more time. Then I was like, oh wait, I get
I
to do
kinda
more
dig it.
time.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
the idea that someone that you book someone on your show is, and also
No,
someone
I didn't like-
someone that you like, and that person walks through the door, and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like if everybody shows up, I'm a little annoyed because then it's like, okay, I have to keep it quick.
oh
But,
wow, yeah.
No, because my whole show, the format is everyone does 15, 20 minutes to begin with.
So it's already a
Yeah,
loosey-goosey kind of.
well,
Oh,
it's not, it's just you have to be
Love
able
plus
to
or
do
minus
that.
5 minutes
Like,
is a lot. Yeah.
yeah,
I
But,
love
it's
that. I
Nice
love
if
that.
There's someone doesn't show up. It's like, all right, we're doing longer.
I'm tired of getting
Oh.
booked on shows in New York where you show up and they're like, "Hey man, yeah, you're doing 5 minutes. We booked 17
Right, that's
people.
not-
Like,
that's
what the
not
fuck did I
worth
even
it
do?
at all.
What?
Oh, that's
Are you
the
kidding me?
worst.
This is a glorified open mic at this point. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Apparently, DC is all the shows are 5 minutes, even in the clubs.
Really?
Yeah, apparently, I was down there doing some shows, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
The comics just do 5 minutes?
Well, I was asking, why do you do that? And they're like, well, there's not as many shows in the city. I think they want to give as many opportunities
so it's like
to perform
it's
as
like
possible.
They're
But even the
they're like
club-
socialists.
There was even a
about
club
it.
though, and everyone, even like the headliner, was doing 5 minutes. Like that's kind of not.
This is
worth
why
it.
Bernie
That's
Sanders
not even-
should
that's
not be
even
able to run a
headline
comedy
spot. Like
club.
the
Right.
whole point,
Like what?
I mean, I get in this sense of like,
How do you get better doing only 5
Right.
minutes?
Well, also,
Yeah,
what
that's
I will
crazy.
say is that if you only do 5 minutes, then especially if you're starting out, or like the mics that you do, like if you start out and it's only like 3 minutes, then you very much get to I have to say something funny within the first 15 seconds or 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good for
So
people
you
that are
get
new.
that
For sure.
like you cut out the fat a little bit, but then also if it's only ever 5 minutes, and then you get booked on an 8-minute spot, God forbid, like that. What
Yeah,
are you doing?
right,
What
or-
are
yeah.
you doing?
Or like you're on the
9
road, now you're
minutes.
doing 20. Yeah, I mean, like you
no,
can't do,
one of the hard things is just the feel of like once
Uh-huh.
you hit like
Yeah, yeah.
12, 15 minutes for the first time, it's like, oh, what do I do now? It's like,
Sure.
you have to like
Yeah.
have the feel of
Sure.
like
Yeah, like that
mentally
first time,
what's coming up next and
that
all that.
first time you get booked for that 15-minute spot and you definitely only have 10.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll make it up, and it's like, yeah.
Joel on YouTube says Amy wishes Jake would do a solid 15 to 20 minutes. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. We do the micro sets here.
Yeah.
Well,
Speaking of micro,
Yes.
we have a micro number of people on the podcast, but not a micro podcast.
goddamn right.
That's not true.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the podcast. Give
We
us your
have a great-
comments, man.
Matt Timney.
Yeah, Matt. Love the comments, bud. He says,
Matt, Joel,
double
love you
twins
guys.
back. He's given
Matt
sports play by plays. This is good. Matt on YouTube says 5 minutes lasts you 15, then you got it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Joel says, ask the love gurus is actually the 11th commandment. Goddamn right. I'm tired of that fucking King James cock blocking our podcast.
Yeah.
And his stupid book. That's right. But let's take our first question from the wild animals on Reddit. People, if you've got questions to write in, write them to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Or even better, watch live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that little button down there. It helps us out. We appreciate it. Give us your comments. Give us your questions live right here on the show. For now, though, we're going to take our first one from the wild animals on Reddit.
First question. My boyfriend disrespected me. I'm 24 and my boyfriend is 26. He was originally the best man for his cousin's wedding, and they had a bachelor party set up to go to Myrtle Beach. I thought this was a wonderful idea. My boyfriend made sure to stress to me that they weren't going to go to a strip club. I felt pretty relieved by that. The trip had never...
I'm gonna have to like take notes. This is very like long.
The trip never happened because of scheduling for his cousin and his friends. Moving forward, the day before the wedding, my boyfriend planned a last-minute bachelor trip for his cousin and the friends that consisted of an Airbnb, go-karts, and the strip club. I was furious, but respected the decision.
Go-karts and titties, man. My two favorite things when I was 12. I like this.
I was furious, but respected the decision because it's such a quote-unquote traditional thing to do. It wouldn't have been a bad thing, right? So we get to the wedding day. My boyfriend won't even look me in the eye. So I feel
This
like
is
the music
definitely
is,
written
like,
by a
so-
woman. Like, this
Also,
is way too
Jake,
long.
Is the music so loud because you're trying to emulate a strip club? Or
Also,
am I just-
Matt,
Yes.
we definitely met at the strip like in 2015 or something.
Oh, no shit. Oh, that's awesome.
And
Very cool.
I think you were attending the
That
bar.
rocks.
Yeah, he's like, what's my name? Ben Asher. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Oh, very cool. I
Yeah.
love that. So we get to the wedding day, and my boyfriend won't even look me in the eye. Something felt off. He cried during the ceremony, which I did expect, and then for his whole best man speech. And this is when I knew something was wrong. Come to find out, my boyfriend asked to talk to me after the wedding. I agreed. He told me that they went to a strip club, and one of the strippers recognized him because he had another Airbnb reserved for later in the month. I thought this
Wait,
was so
she knew him
strange.
through the
How did
Airbnb?
she recognize
Are all of your
him?
questions this long, usually?
No, this one's a long one.
Okay.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
But I don't like when they skip over details, so this is good. This
Yeah.
is good. Now we're getting the full.
I'm going to listen to like the last sentence.
I get. Then my boyfriend said that he was interested in her lifestyle, and then he told me that he wanted to know more about her fast lifestyle. I thought this was odd because
Is she from
also,
the 20s? You live in the fast lane. You're a stripper, see?
even if she was the host of the Airbnb, why would she recognize him? He said that she was just someone that was in the area and they recognized each other, and that was that. All in all, this seems like a huge boundary was crossed for me. It doesn't add up that my boyfriend will not answer questions about this stripper that he met. What do I do? Yeah, it is a long one, but I don't know. I just kind of
I
love...
think she has her own idea of what happened already, and she just
Yes.
wants attention.
Yeah.
The lesser known T-Pain song, I have a mutual acquaintance who's a stripper. Not as good.
So I'll just give I'll give a quick rundown. So basically, they go to the wedding. It's the cousin of the boyfriend, and he's the best man. The bachelor party doesn't happen for whatever reason, but apparently the day before, they do kind of go to a strip club, whatever.
I mean, that counts. It's that counts.
That counts.
It's bachelorish.
And this again, like the fact that the stripper
Was the stripper a woman or a man?
Well, does not say.
Okay.
Does not say.
Does not
Yeah,
say.
fair point. Thank you for
I
pointing
mean,
that
I
out.
feel like if it was a man, that would be a big part of the story, right?
But again, it doesn't matter.
Let's just assume it's a man. Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
more
Let's
interesting.
assume it's a man.
With like
Because
a
she would be,
big
I think, more
beard.
upset. Because then it's like, doesn't that throw your relationship off
Well,
even more?
It,
if, like,
it could.
It's a
I
male
think
strip
that-
club?
But I think it'd be different if it was a dude, like the other way around.
I think that she's upset. Okay, well, let me just get to the gist of it. The person writing the question is upset because she feels they sort of had an understanding that he wasn't going to go to a strip club, and then when the original
see.
bachelor party got canceled, and then they like emergency went to a strip club the day before the wedding, now she's like, now she's upset. And in addition to that, the stripper, one of the strippers recognized her boyfriend.
Do they know that stripper is from the strip club from the bachelorette party?
Well, that
It could be like
that
just
would
from
never
other
happen.
strip clubs.
Yeah.
no?
Well, also strippers are people. She could also just work
Sometimes,
at the. She could also just.
I-
They might
A lot
have
of
She or
robot.
he
They
could
might
just
have
work at the
robot
grocery store.
strippers like pretty soon. Right?
a lot of them, it's all zeros and ones.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
a lot of
I
these
don't know.
new Elon Musk strippers.
so what's her question though?
So she's just saying that her boyfriend is sort of like vomiting all this information to her.
Is she listening?
No, she. Well,
okay.
we
We'd
don't
like
think
to
so.
hope so, but no,
Yeah.
this
Okay.
one's off of Reddit.
Okay.
So
But so it's like, so her boyfriend's vomiting all this information onto her, and she's kind of like, what do I do at this point? Because it sounds like they had this boundary where she didn't want him to go to a strip club. He did, whatever. But here's
But it was someone else's bachelorette party he was attending, right?
He was.
Right.
It was.
He didn't
it
have
was-
full control over like where
he
they
didn't,
went.
and
Oh,
he was
fair
the
enough.
best man. So it's like,
Oh,
hey,
he was the best man.
Hey, if you're
Okay,
the
so
best
he
man,
has to do what his friend wants.
He does,
He
yeah.
can't not go.
It's not about you
Yeah,
or
he-
what your shitty prude girlfriend that you picked up in Mormonville, Utah, wants you to not do. I mean, you're the best man. Do what you want. Now, there's a limit to that. Yeah, you obviously can't get caught like rimming a hooker in fucking Vegas or something. Fair enough. But just going to a strip club. It's 2023 for Christ's sake.
I just also think that again, like we can't. Yeah, to Jake's point, we can't be progressive in some ways, yet our actions say something else.
That's right.
So don't say, "Oh, you know what? I would never call them strippers or prostitutes. It's
Yeah.
sex workers and." I guess strippers. Okay,
Right. And
It's
if my
sex workers
boyfriend
and
ever
strippers.
sees a sex worker, I'll
Yeah.
fucking cut his nuts off.
It's
Yeah.
like you can't do that like that.
So is it basically
It's
just he
Either
lied to,
recognize
he
them or
lied to her? Is
don't.
that the whole issue? He lied to her.
Sorry.
He lied to her. That's the issue.
Yeah, so
right.
that's what I'm getting from the gist of the question is that she feels that
What should she do now?
Yeah, that he it
She should
seems
write
he's- Yeah.
like smaller questions. Like learn to fucking edit.
That's right, dude. I'm so on
Edit.
this guy's side right now. I'm
Write
so on
it
this
all
guy's
out.
side.
Edit.
He should have, if he would have came to me and said, Jake, I'm going to this strip club. My fiance, my girlfriend, whatever, she doesn't want me to go. I would first say, just tell her you're going anyway. It's 2023. I would have just told him all the stuff that I said a bit ago. But then if he was like, no, look how long her Reddit questions are. I'd be like, oh my God, she's going to yak your fucking ear off, dude. You better lie to her. You better lie to her so you don't have to hear her talk.
Not to toot my own horn, but I just want to point out that there was already a whole paragraph about her describing them going to Waffle House that I was like, this
Holy
is not
fucking
part
shit.
of the
I
story.
missed that.
Holy shit. Okay, out of morbid
She really
curiosity,
needs to fucking edit
do you have the Waffle House
It's
paragraph?
like, so I guess they're all talking at Waffle House, and at
Does it
some
really say that?
point, yeah. I guess they're all talking at Waffle House, and the woman asked my boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. It's just all of that's not necessary.
Right.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
that
So
always
there-
matters.
These
It's-
questions they're not actually directed to this podcast, are they?
No, this
No,
is
it's
Reddit.
Reddit.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
Reddit,
it's just
yeah.
on Reddit, but it's not for like the Love Guru Reddit.
No,
Well,
no, but we,
Alright.
Or
we
is it?
like
Okay.
saviors of
Well, in a
these
cosmic
people's-
sense,
Yes,
yes.
Yeah.
yes. It was put there for us
I see.
by the universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
As internet
So-
fodder.
It's like if we found like a note someone just dropped on the street and we're picking it
Yeah.
up
And then
reading
made
it.
a
Yeah.
song of that note.
Which
It's
how
like, hey,
awesome
dude,
is that?
not
Have you ever like just
copyright.
found someone's like notes that they were writing on the street?
No,
You never, like,
I
found-
haven't.
Ew, you're picking up
Yeah,
people's
no,
like
yeah.
pieces of paper on
There
the
could be
street.
gum in there. There could be cum in there. There could be anything.
No, like well, you've never found
Ugh.
really, you've never found like anything interesting. Like, and it's like clearly like this is like a note someone wrote out. Like, I mean, this is all the time. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I found a tetanus
Um,
disease that I
I
made
didn't
me
eat
wish
it.
I hadn't.
I want to say that there have been times where I've moved into like an apartment.
yeah, or that, or like
And
in like
maybe
on back,
found
like
something-
it's like oh, my neighbor,
Yeah.
like they got rid of like their diary. Or something.
Yeah, nothing I found on the streets of New York
I have some
screamed
good
"pick
stuff.
me up" ever.
Yeah,
ever.
yeah. I think the streets of New York is a bad example. Like, for example, one time
Except for my wife. What?
Yes.
one time I was walking and there was this child in front of me, and the child dropped her toy, and I picked it up and gave it back to her, and the parents looked at me horrified. I'm like, oh yeah, my bad.
I thought you were going to say
sorry.
you just picked up the child and ran.
Wait, were they just going to leave the toy?
Yeah, or
What
or
are these parents
don't-
fucking trillionaires?
Well, don't give it back to the kid. You know, like, don't just this
Oh,
toy
God, yeah,
that
yeah.
drops
I would've
in the
brushed it on
middle
the
of
shirt
Times
first. Yeah.
Square. And
It's fair.
You just
That's
give it,
fair.
and
All right,
and
you're painting a hell of a
in my
picture now.
head, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I did a good
To
thing.
be fair, like kids
Uh-huh.
already are just putting everything in their mouth constantly.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
yeah.
that big a deal.
Uh huh. No, I got
Yeah.
a 10-month-old now.
Yeah, like, it's not-
He will. He
not
will.
that big deal.
He will lick the stilettos off of a Times Square hooker's feet.
He can travel
But-
back in time to
yes.
find those. Okay.
Yes. Well, they have them again now. They're coming back, and they have
Nice,
like the
nice.
naked ladies who walk around with like the American
Oh,
flag
yeah.
painted on their boobs and stuff. He would eat the dirt
As
off
was
of their
intended.
stilettos. However, if I give him actual edible food, he's like, "What the fuck is this?"
You give them edibles?
Yeah, edibles?
You give your kid edibles?
Not-
edible
not-
food.
Edible food.
Edible food.
Edible food.
Yeah.
There
I
was
like
another.
that.
There
I know.
was
I like
another
that edible
noun
only
after
means
that.
weed
Yes.
now.
Yes,
It's
exactly,
just
yeah.
like, it's the only
Right.
edible
Yeah.
thing now.
This is
edibles
this
with
is
weed.
this is edible. It's like
Yeah.
oh really? Oh,
Well, you
But
know,
yes, I do give him edibles weed.
Yeah.
It helps with the teething, and it's also
are
all
these
natural.
edible plants? It's like a book.
That's
oh,
right.
Edible plants. It's like oh, there you
That's
go.
I
right.
mean,
They
you
now
would
have
think
baby food at the THC
a
shops here. It's
10-year-old
completely fucking
could, you know,
unregulated.
as long as you cut it up small enough. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's
Uh-huh.
just
All
let's just get to final advice, because to be honest, I feel bad for even picking this question because it does kind of suck ass. My final
No,
advice.
it's good. I like hating on this lady.
My
you know?
final advice for this woman is: listen, you guys are clearly from the South. You're from South Carolina, and this idyllic, hey, we're gonna treat sex workers and strippers as equals, yet we're still going to reprimand our boyfriends and husbands for partaking in said things. I don't know. It's just like like have that boundary, have that conversation with that person. But it clearly sounds like you didn't, and it also, I don't know, like you sound crazy. You sound crazy. It sounds
Yeah,
like he
a
did
bit
this
nutty.
because you drove him to break. Okay,
Yes.
like he sounds terrified of you. Like, would you? Like, he's terrified to tell you these things. He's
Oh,
not
yeah.
even.
for good reason.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
I don't even like listening to this
you-
person's question.
No.
Like,
Yeah, you sound
if I was her
overbearing.
I wouldn't
boyfriend,
wanna be in a
I would tell
relationship with her,
shit.
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
do everything in my power to keep from having a conversation with her.
Yeah.
I would just stonewall her with
Yeah.
everything. What did you do today? Absolutely nothing, and you can't prove it. Did
I
you go to
just-
Waffle House? No, I did
She
not.
probably wore-
Jesus Christ, I know you like to talk about Waffle
I
House.
feel like she's the kind of woman who would wear a white wedding dress to a wedding. Like, she's
Oh, yeah.
that kind of person.
Uh-huh.
She like had a tiara.
just to prove she's
I
not
do.
a
Well,
sex
actually,
worker.
I do feel that women should wear their wedding dress to other people's weddings. Like,
Oh, like we did it, and then we high five.
No, like because otherwise you wear it once. Like why would
Sure.
you
No,
pay
but
like
that's a great
$5,000 for a
idea.
dress? Like when you're married, when you go to a wedding, you wear a wedding dress. It just makes sense.
What if you did that to like
No
the
one's
wedding,
gonna,
like
no
the
one's
bridesmaid
gonna fit
thing?
into that. What are you?
That's true. They wouldn't fit
What the fuck
into
are you
it.
talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? No one's gonna.
That is true.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
I do
Well,
like.
then that would be incentive to be able to fit into it.
They-
I do
Yeah.
like the
Motivation.
idea.
They pop
of,
a kid or few out. They ain't getting back into that.
I
thing.
do like
No.
the idea though. It's almost like the reverse of the bouquet toss.
Yeah.
It's just everyone who already got married. Oh, we're in
Yeah.
the middle,
Well,
shaming you, bitches.
That's right.
Maybe
That's
people
right.
when they get their wedding dress for their for their wedding, they would have it just be baggier, so they know like they're going to grow into it.
Oh, it's aspirational. It's
well,
like
not aspirational. Just it's realistic. It's like well, I'm going to grow into this.
No.
Yeah,
I
it's
used,
like a maternity
I used the
wedding
word
dress.
I wanted to use, aspirational.
Aspiration. Oh, that's,
Especially with
you
a big
aspire
ass.
to.
I
quite large.
aspire to love my body.
That's
older
right.
I get.
That's right. Spanks and wedding dresses. That's the fucking
Yes.
move.
Yeah.
It's a very Midwest thing.
Okay, Ben. Any final advice for this person?
No.
You're not worthy
I'm done
of his
with her.
advice. You hear that? Because he's afraid that you're going to fucking write a whole other thing to his advice,
Yeah.
and he's going to have to read it or listen to it. He's walking a mile in your boyfriend's moccasins
Yeah.
right now, and he doesn't like it.
I would just say like read what you wrote before hitting send.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Edit.
Yeah. All right, Jake. What's your final advice for this
Oh
person?
Christ! Yeah, I mean, it's basically already been said, but yeah, you like you were saying. I'm sure she considers herself totally accepting of strippers and sex workers, and then is so crazy about this. And it's not like he was just going to a strip club to go to a strip club. I would get that. You know what I mean? If it was like, hey, what'd you and Frank do last night? I went to a strip club. Like, well,
I like a strip
okay,
club.
like that's. But it's. I get why it would be an issue for some way,
Sure.
but it's also like this is the special occasion of special occasions where
Yeah.
you go to a strip club.
I feel
So
like this isn't the
is-
first time he's gone to a strip club in their relationship.
You know what? It
Well,
may,
that's
it
what
may
that's
or may
why I
not
think
have.
he feels guilty about.
But I'm sure that she is such a prude that there's other things she's torn him a new asshole for doing.
Maybe
And-
she knows that he like does other things with the strippers when he goes to a strip club, and that's why
Yes.
she's so
I
upset.
mean, well, it could
Like,
be.
maybe
but
I think we're giving
no,
like
no.
him too much credit.
No, I don't think we are. I don't think we are because here's the thing. I try to point this out at least once a podcast, right? When in doubt, I like to err against the person writing the question. 2 reasons.
Yeah.
A, this is Reddit and these people are animals. B, this is a source by, for, and about them. You know, it's their personal Fox News, their MSNBC, their North Korean state-run news if they happen to inherit the entire country from their dad. So it's like when they leave things out where you're like, well, that seems like a weird gap, you have to think it would make them look bad. If there's information where you're like, oh, well, I wonder if blank happened. I wonder if he cheated on her with a stripper. Oh, fuck no. That would be in here because she's trying to convince us that it's so horrible that this guy went to a strip club. If she had any reason to distrust him at a strip club, believe me, that would have been front and center way more before
Maybe
the
she
Waffle
just was
House paragraph.
concerned about like COVID. That might have just
Oh,
You think
I
that's
think
what
she-
it was?
Yeah, I think she might have just been concerned about COVID.
Oh,
Like,
that makes
You
so
think she's
much
just
more
a,
sense
one of the
now.
whole like I'm gonna wear 7 masks even though it's 2023.
yeah,
one
like
of those
she didn't
people?
want him to go to the strip club because she was worried he'd get COVID and give it to her.
Dude, that's worse than a fucking
Yeah.
nag. That's worse than a regular nag.
I
I'm
think that
with
was
I would
Ben.
hate that way
I
worse.
think she's
I
just
think it was
very.
just bad.
There's new variants of COVID out there, and she was just very concerned that he was going to
because
get
they're
COVID
not
before the
vaccinated.
wedding.
They're probably not
Probably
vaccinated.
not vaccinated.
She's a
The-
little
yeah.
concerned though, but she knows like she doesn't want to get the vaccine because of obviously like.
Well, it
No,
makes
I
you
get it.
infertile.
I was
So-
before I
Right.
took the boosters.
It
I had a full
liquefies
head
your
of hair,
ovaries.
so I yeah.
Did you say liquefizers your
It,
ovaries?
no, it liquefies your
My
ovaries.
ovaries been
Yeah.
liquefizer.
Pfizer trademarked the liquefaction of ovaries in its vaccines. Liquefizers your ovaries.
I ain't letting you liquefizer my ovaries, Fauci. Try again.
Moderna won't liquefize your ovaries.
No, definitely not.
That's right.
and,
Bonnie Ray wouldn't do that, or no?
I feel like
it was
there's
Dolly that
got
had
to
that
be
one,
a
right?
low-hanging Johnson and Johnson joke. Am I right? Up
Yes.
top. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's 2 Johnsons. Of course, that'll do it. That'll get in there and stir all kinds of things around. But no, okay. So here's what I think she should do because this is coming from a very prudish place, and this lady straight up nags this guy to death. I think she has to probably go to a strip club with him. I think the only way out of this hurricane is through. She's got to
fine.
go there and realize, like, it's in her prudish mind. She goes, they're just going in there and listening to one Bonnie Raitt song and then getting sucked off with a $1 bill. It's like, no. You have to pay a bunch of money in a private dance room. And these guys are not doing that. If they're eating at the Waffle House, they're not paying a stripper enough to fuck her in the back room. You know, like it's just not happening. You have to pay them hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Like or thousands if you're in Manhattan. I hate that I know the fucking price points state by state. But where they're at, it's going to be at least, let's see, Waffle House. It's going to be at least $600 to fuck that stripper. $300 if she's severely overweight.
Did you ever go to the strip club in Des Moines?
I did. Wait, no, I did not. I'm thinking Davenport.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Sorry,
I was closer
feel
to
like
Davenport.
Iowa has full nudity.
Yes, it does.
strip
It does.
clubs.
But
and so does Kansas as well.
goddamn
Yeah,
right.
I
Goddamn
imagine.
right. Because we believe in a little something called freedom. Did the founding fathers say that strippers got to be wearing bottoms in strip clubs? No, they did not. It's un-American to make them do that.
Yeah.
Fucking
That's
A
right.
right. But here's what was weird. Was it this way in Kansas? You had to have bottoms on the strippers if you sold alcohol. However, it could be
Just
full
juice.
nude.
You have juice.
No.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It could be full nude if you brought your own booze or beer.
Of course.
I'm like, dude, they don't know alcoholics. You prove
Wait,
Christian
so-
conservatives trying to make laws,
But
trying
how
to
do
keep people
you?
from getting too drunk.
But how do you like? Are there two rooms? How do you say? Okay,
What do you mean?
well,
Maybe
this-
they only have the strip clubs in the
this-
dry counties. You can't even buy it.
Oh, you're saying it was,
No.
it would be
You
strip-
can buy it right the fuck next to the strip club.
There's like
Oh.
a guy outside.
Dude,
No, but in the-
it's a ludicrous law. It's
So-
a ludicrous
I
But
bet
law.
in
the person who wrote that owned a liquor store. Who wrote the law?
It had to have been. That's
Right?
the only. Yes.
The legislator who wrote that owns a liquor
I have
store.
been- It has
Who else,
boggled my
who
mind
else
for
are you gonna
years.
vote for? The
Right.
person who's an upstanding citizen, or the guy who sells you your booze every weekend?
Right.
It's Iowa. This state is run by big liquor.
No, but question.
You want to drop your drawers? You gotta be able to
Logistically,
take
what I don't understand
5-star whiskey.
So you're saying that if you could bring your BYOB, bring your
Yes.
own booze into the strip club, then it could be full nude. But if you sold alcohol in the strip club, then you had to have the bottoms on.
Yes.
But
That law
it
makes
couldn't
no
be
sense.
both. So, like, let's say that
Well, you
there
want to
was-
bring in alcohol to disinfect.
No, but
everything.
so that's
Like
my
a
question.
smoking section
Is
in the
if-
casino?
Yeah, it's like is there like a screen where if you're buying alcohol in the strip club, there's like a mid waist partition. You can only see
Right.
the top half.
Mid-waist.
But then on the other side of that partition, there's the people that BYOB'd and they can see everything.
There is not. However, I think if you got two small strip clubs next to each other and put like a little corridor between, a little underground railroad, so to
Oh,
speak.
you don't even need
can
under.
kinda-
It's just like a conveyor belt.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's
Yeah.
ways. It's such a ludicrous law. I can't imagine any DA going, we got to fucking crack down on this. There's one thing that I got in law enforcement for, and that is to make sure that the strip clubs that
probably
sold
is.
alcohol did not have full nude, And it's, I mean, I don't know what the purpose is. I guess it's maybe to keep people from getting too drunk if it's full nude, but I'm like, you're going to get way drunker if it's bring your own booze because it's cheaper and you can bring it in
Yeah.
bulk. Like,
Yeah.
whoever wrote that law is just not a drunk, or like you said, this is somebody's pulling strings who has their own
I
cheap
love
alcohol company in
Yeah.
in Iowa. That's the only logic that makes sense there.
I wish that.
Yeah, it's
well,
pretty weird.
hopefully this is on C-SPAN somewhere. But I love the idea of when they voted for that law in Iowa, because they're like, Sharon, what's your vote? She's like, oh my god, I don't want people to see me vote on this. Sharon.
Can I just pass my note to the front? My husband owns 5-star whiskey. I got to get him some sales.
I actually had a really good time when I went in there. Anyway, okay. Well, we answered that question. Let's move on.
I
to the
think
next
so.
one.
Yeah.
That was a damn good question. Next question now on the Love Gurus podcast. Oh, Joel says, I ended up in a motel with 2 strippers in Michigan years ago. Didn't cost me a dime then or the times we got together afterwards. Fuck yeah, dude. I love that.
Joel's fun.
Joel said, yeah, maybe this lady just dated Joel and she just had such horror stories from boyfriends going to strip clubs. And it's like, nah, never again. Joel says, broke it off with one girl's boyfriend when one girl's boyfriend got suspicious. Matt on YouTube says in 1791, after the Battle of Quebec, and the passage of the Second Amendment, Vermont became the first true Republic of America. I really thought that was going to tie to strip club laws. I really did. Let's see.
You know, again, Vermont is, they're known for being pretty progressive, so maybe there's a correlation to if you're one of the first states, you're the first to not, slut shame women.
Maybe that's one of those
great.
weird concessions they gave to Native Americans. They're like, listen, I know we didn't live up to a single one of those fucking treaties, but you can sell booze at bottomless strip clubs. I know it's not. It's not like giving the land back, but like if I had the land, that's what I would want to do with it. So like you can do it.
Points. Yeah. All right, next question.
Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions at loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. For right now, we're going to take our next question from the wild animals on Reddit.
Next question. Husband wants me to quit over my boss's boss. I'm 29 and my husband is 33. My company just hired a new head of sales, and it just so happens that we dated in college. I wouldn't report directly to him. My boss would, but it's still a bit awkward, and it's not a big deal to me, but my husband is livid. He's telling me that I need to quit or find another job. He's getting increasingly angry that I'm not searching. In my opinion, even though me and the boss's boss dated for most of college, I don't see the big deal. I'm happily married, and I'm doing well in my current job, and I don't want to change jobs as I feel very fortunate where I am. My husband keeps telling me that if the roles were reversed, I would want him to quit, but that's just not true. It's really getting on my nerves, and we're struggling to have mature conversations. What can I say to my husband to get him to understand this is not a big deal?
You could suck his dick more often. He clearly feels like you're not doing it enough.
That's actually not bad advice. If it was
he would have no suspicions if she's like just into him all the time.
It would definitely scare him.
I do not agree with that whatsoever. I think that you could have sex. Care. I think that you could have sex.
It's harder to have a frown on your face. That's all.
People are just jealous people. Even if you're having sex 3 times a day, people are just jealous people. It's like
but like you're passed out after like orgasming like so much.
I don't know. So I'm just saying. Yeah, I think that sex does not cover up or cure.
It doesn't.
Jealousy.
I don't think he's really concerned that they're gonna have like an emotional connection at work and like be friends again. Like I think he's worried they're gonna have sex.
I think there's something to it.
Oh, there is.
Sex
definitely.
does not cure the symptom, it doesn't cure the cause, but it definitely helps a lot with the symptoms. You know what I mean? I consider it kind of like AIDS medicine. You know what I mean? Like 2023 AIDS medicine, you technically have AIDS.
Get rid of those T cells.
But you don't feel it, you can't spread it, and you can still have 6-pack abs. So it's just kind of like, hey, for all intents and purposes, if you got all the medicine, you basically don't have AIDS now. If she fucks her husband enough, he'll still kind of be jealous, but not jealous enough to ruin her fucking day.
Here's where I don't like to do this, but I am actually kind of going to side with the husband on this point. Because, again, so keep in mind that the hierarchy is that
I'm still going the other way.
She
I'm
should
looking
quit
forward
her
to
job?
Huh?
She should quit her job because of this?
Well, I'm just saying...
Set it on fire. Get the insurance money.
Just hear me out. So, again, she's very clear in the fact that it's her boss... Her boss's boss is this guy that she dated through most of college. Her boss's
boss is the guy she dated.
Yeah.
So that's her boss.
So
then.
the husband...
Wait, her boss fucking uncomfortable sure.
So she's saying to her husband, I don't want to quit my job. I feel great at my job. Yeah, because what's going to happen is the guy that you dated for 4 years in college is going to promote you through the roof, and then all of a sudden you are going to be his direct report, and then all of a sudden a business trip's going to come up. What? Oh, that's convenient.
Right.
Oh, and she's just, I think is in it to further her career. Even if she isn't, it is a bit awkward. But I don't know. I think like as long as the husband...
Do we know what industry she works in?
It does not say.
Waffle House.
Yeah, Waffle House marketing. Yeah. But yeah, it says the boss's boss is head of sales. So,
what does that even mean? Like, what do you do when you're the head of sales? Do you make sales?
That could mean anything. It could mean anything.
Yeah, sales could be. There's sales in fucking everything, man. in the office, they worked with paper and they did sales. You know, like they were just selling paper everywhere. Like everything has some version of sales. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this could be anything. I think it's a tough one because I empathize with the husband. I almost said I empathy with the husband because I'm a dumb illiterate fuck. But I empathize with the husband. I would definitely be weird about this. You know, however, it's one of those things to where
I think he's got a leg to stand on.
he's got a leg to stand on.
yes.
He's got a good reason to feel jealous. At the end of the day, though, she, as far as we can tell from this question, and again, she's the one writing it, so she could be leaving out a motherfucker of a detail here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because again, when in doubt, I err against the person writing questions. It's their fucking side of it. It is. And however, I think if he's gonna come to her going, you can't work there anymore. Not like you can't work there, but more or less saying, I want you to work someplace else. He's got to come up with, hey, where's a good idea that you think I could fucking transfer to? Now, as we said, sales is one of those things to where it's not like she's an engineer or working as a deep sea diver or something in her town. It's they have this all over the place, So if you can come up with a
She's selling
viable
liquor
solution,
at bottomless strip clubs.
yes, and now
now
in the state of Iowa, that gets passed down from child to child to child,
Yeah.
like it stays
That's
in the
what their
family.
business is selling.
Well,
Yes, but I think he's got a good reason to be jealous. However,
he's
from
probably
what we
cheating
can
on her.
say-
That's why he's so jealous.
We
'cause
didn't-
He doesn't trust anybody.
That would be a good kind of-
This is This is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Is that if he were totally solid in A, himself, and B, his marriage, he would not give a shit.
Yes.
But either he thinks he has a complex about the people that she's dated in the past, or he himself is
Or
insecure,
he's been cheated on.
or he's into
Or she's cheated on him before. I don't know.
Yeah, say it's like so. Either
Sure, there could be
there
anything
is
going
a
on here.
confidence issue on his part.
Yes,
I think
and
he
if
should
there's a
kill
good
himself.
reason, kill himself.
He should definitely kill himself.
Yeah, I mean, this life's not working out for you,
Yeah,
bud.
the love
you know?
gurus.
At the very
not-
least, attempt it.
Yeah.
Like if he attempts it,
Let her know you're serious.
Right, and then she'll quit her job.
Yeah. Cut up and down, not side to side. Let her know you're
That's
here
right.
to
You have
be
to go
business.
with the vein.
Yes,
If you
yes.
guys learn anything tonight, is with the vein.
Goddamn right.
Okay.
Goddamn right. I'm tired of people
Don't be a
watching this show
failure
and then going
at
side to
suicide.
side when we
Yeah.
tell them to kill themselves. I'm
horrible.
like, dude, you guys are bombing.
It's
How are
embarrassing.
you guys
It's really
bombing and
embarrassing.
killing yourselves in a country where guns are sold at Walmart? What the fuck,
Like
man?
when you see someone with bandaged wrists walking around, it's like they didn't.
Yeah,
cut
it's
the right
like,
way.
dude, depending on what state you're in, you may have had to walk past an AR-15 at Walmart to buy that fucking razor. I hope the Benny Hill song was playing while you were walking past that thing.
But yeah, so clearly the.
Yeah, I don't know how to kill myself. Good. No.
So again, I think that we're on agreement that the husband has a leg to stand on, and I think let's just go to final advice for this question. My final advice is: listen, if your husband has these concerns, and you are so unwilling to even hear them, your marriage is probably doomed. And let's just fast forward 5 years to you getting fucked in a hotel room by the boss's boss.
That's
Let's just speed it up.
Anally.
Yeah, let's just speed it up. Why are we being
Or they
around
should
the
have
bush?
couples therapy.
Well, let's face it, you don't get promotions for stuff his wife would do. Come
Couples
on now.
therapy never.
Couples
Couples
therapy.
therapy never works.
No, but like in
I'm
that
not paying
porn.
some smug motherfucker.
The kind
Oh,
that's
oh,
important.
$100 an hour.
Okay.
not
That
not like the kind
that
that
at least
like
that at least
Yeah.
accomplishes something.
like they
That's
should
right.
like just
And it could
make
get her
like
a
an
raise.
amateur porn couples therapy.
Sure. Yeah. Anyway,
Make an
that's-
OnlyFans about how you got your raise.
That the majority of couples therapy is like that now, right? Is that I think?
I have no
I
idea.
think-
I would never pay for this. I think all therapy is a scam. For
I
the
just
most part.
kind of think all therapy leads to, quote
Paying a
unquote,
bunch of
exploring your sexuality. Which how does that not lead to an open relationship and orgies and divorce? You know what I mean? I think it's all just
100%
When you
100%
explore
of-
your sexuality, use a mirror
with a bidet.
Yeah.
I love bidets.
I use a bidet and that reverse function on my iPhone. The reverse picture. Yes.
Ben,
Nice.
final advice for this person.
so final advice. Yeah, just I think killing yourself is final advice. There's nothing more final than that, right?
It's not bad. Well, now remember, it's a woman writing the question. You wanted the guy to kill herself. Should they both kill themselves like Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, well, not like that, but like they should both kill themselves.
Now, do you think that they should convince each other to die together, or do you think she should make it a murder-suicide?
I think that
'Cause this
she
is important.
should make it seem like she was assassinated, but
Interesting.
like, and have it frame the boss's boss.
That could be. Why would? Okay, wait.
Wait, this is
She
too much like
kills
Romeo and
herself
Juliet.
And makes it
Yeah,
seem
That's
like the
too much-
bosses.
Not to be that person, but I feel like we're going down a very sad
She doesn't
path.
have the funds for that.
But I want to help people, and if the best advice is to kill yourself, I want to do it in the best way.
Just
You know
pills.
what I mean?
Pills. Just take
Pills.
pills.
Boom. Pills. Sometimes you vomit them up. But anyway,
I think that in did you guys see Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer. No, I
yet.
haven't. I heard it's great.
She should watch Oppenheimer and do what Oppenheimer's mistress did. I thought that was a good way to do it.
There you go.
smart.
Dynamite stick up the cooch. He's all about the bombs.
That was Alfred Nobel. But
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But okay, so I think what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to you're either gonna have to like switch to a different sales job, like I said before. I really do think, Suzanne, you made a good point about the fact that she doesn't see why this guy would be fucking weirded out about this by all. To me, that's the biggest red flag. Because from what we've seen, she hasn't done anything to put herself in the situation, but the fact that she's completely like, what? All I did was fuck the guy for 4 years. What's wrong?
Because also, there are people that see all relationships as life as a rope. And it's like,
Sure.
if that relationship is a hand to get you to crawl up the rope.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And I think that she sees that. It's like, she's like, oh.
Sometimes
look,
it's
he's
a
up
rope
there.
to what? Hang yourself.
she must be really hot. Like the wife must be hot.
I mean,
I don't know.
Here's the thing. I'll bet she's a 6 at best. Anyway,
But like that's pretty hot for like Iowa.
It could be. But yeah. But we
She
got a
probably just, like, showers
different
every
measurement
day.
scale. It's
Yeah.
like our 6s don't
New
even
York
have regular
6
house
is
scales.
an Iowa 11.
Our 6s have to have special scales,
I
for
don't-
livestock.
Here's why I don't think that she is. I think that here's why I don't think that she's smoking hot is because if she were and he was, this guy wouldn't even be on Reddit. He would already be like getting a divorce. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Or maybe they're like so hot.
Maybe he's
like
Catholic and he doesn't believe in divorce.
yeah.
yeah. He just believes in sad marriages until you die. And so I think what you're gonna have to do either A, get a different job, B, take your husband to a strip club. I hate doing the same advice twice in a row, but like have some fun with him. Just be like, hey, we're just a cool, chill, fun couple, and you don't have to be jealous because you spent 20 minutes in the private dance room. You did 6 songs in a row, and I paid for them with my new promotion that I won't talk about how I got.
Oh God, can you imagine 6 songs in a row? Like I can't even think of 6 songs in a row.
I damn
in a
sure
strip
can.
Club that I'd want to listen to.
Well, no. You don't pay for. Okay, I don't want to go too into how the private dance, really, but you don't pick the songs. You don't pick the song. It's songs that are just playing on the jukebox.
Yeah, they can
They
jukebox.
just give you a
I was thinking. I was
Yeah.
like, I couldn't even think of 6 songs in a row that I'd want to listen to.
No.
Oh.
You just pay
It's-
for like a
I
super.
see what you're saying. You're actually not really sat listening to the song. There's other things going on in the room.
No. You're not just.
You just go for the people watching.
Oh,
for the-
I love the.
I was like, okay,
Suzanne's picturing a
Journey.
super niche.
I'm
strip
thinking of
club.
it as like I'm thinking of it as like a karaoke thing. I'm like Journey, don't
Oh,
stop
yeah.
believing.
People are doing
Yeah.
karaoke.
Brian
Picture
Adams,
of the song.
Summer of
Yeah.
'69, and then after that, I'm like, I don't know what else I'd want to sing. Like again.
Suzanne's picture at a strip club where they just go in a soundproof booth and they put giant cans
Yeah.
in them and they're like,
It's like-
I'm gonna give you. I said I'm gonna give you a nice lap dance. What do you want? The new weekend's good.
Yeah, but maybe this is why they aren't really, well, I mean, not that strip clubs have ever tried to necessarily, forcefully market to the female population, but it's, maybe if they
Forcefully.
did that, if they said, okay, listen, we're actually going to play your whatever playlist you want, maybe we would spend more money
Like
to
they just
go.
only play like college a cappella groups.
Or whatever it is, whatever, there's no yucking yum. It's just you go in there and it's like, okay, this is what I want and this is what I want to see. Like that curated experience.
You know what? I like this. I think, all right,
know what I'm saying?
Love Gurus is starting a strip
That'd be
club.
pretty cool, actually.
You
If you
probably
had-
went
in-
It'd be
you
cool if
probably-
you had strippers singing a cappella.
That would be pretty
That'd
cool.
be pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
Ba, ba,
Yeah.
ba.
Yeah.
And then like,
But they're naked.
and
they're
they're like,
naked.
oh, son of a bitch, it's some guy's birthday. We all gotta sing
Yeah.
at a restaurant. And I like the custom private dances. You go, oh, Joel says most private dances last 3 songs, so I've heard. Yeah.
Is it 3 full songs? Is it like sitting on the top of the bed, and
Yeah, I mean, because if you could pick your song, most dudes would be like, I'm going to do Estranged by
Right.
Guns N' Roses, I'm doing Free Bird, and I'm doing In a Gata da Vida, or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
that thing
Oh,
is,
did
the
you
full
say-
version.
24 minutes, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
uh-huh.
but you said the Guns N' Roses, the 8-minute one. Yeah.
Yeah. The Estranged song, which is basically like 3 songs together. Can I do Abbey Road Medley? Is that all one song? Like they would just go crazy. But I like the idea of people just going in to private dance booths and being able to just pick their own songs, and it's
Purple rain.
Yeah.
Purple rain.
See, I'm still I don't go to strip clubs, so I would do the hack ones. I would be like, I got to get a lap dance to Cherry Pie by Warren. Come on,
I
how am I
would-
gonna not do that?
Shaggy, it wasn't me. Cisco thong song, and then
T-Pain?
I'm forever yours, faithfully. That Journey song.
There we go. Getting lap dances to Journey.
Okay, we are.
Ooh, the Dirt Bomb is a good band.
Were we on Final Advice?
Yeah, I think we were done. I said to take him
Okay.
to a strip club, and we came up with a new business idea. It happens sometimes,
Okay.
But let's move on to our next question. Next question on Love Gurus Podcast. People, if you got questions
right.
to write in, write them
More
to
questions.
loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, watch live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to take another one from the Wild Animals Own already.
Am I selfish about my husband's will? I'm 44, my husband's 44 and I'm 38. We've been happily married for almost a decade. And my husband informed me that today, under the community state law, when he passes, assets are divided 50-50 and that he plans to include me in his will per the law, but the other 50% will go to his 3 nephews. I asked him, well, how would his brother feel if they added me to their will so that I would get 50% of their estate? Will they do it? Of course not. He said that he wouldn't add me to his will for the other 50% or for 100% because I don't need it. I'm irritated because I'm making more income than my husband, but not a significant amount. Yet I feel as very selfish that he's just going to gift away 50% of a lifetime of work.
Oh, if my wife ever gave away her death money to anyone who's not me, I would be fucking irate.
Okay,
It looks like
so
I was cut out of the will on the screen.
How
No,
she's,
I'm doing the zoom up for the question.
All right.
how
There we go.
okay,
Ah.
how this question's worded isn't clear, but so essentially what's happening is that they are married and they live in a state that 50% of the income or 50% of all assets will go to the wife no matter what. So, but in his will, he's saying he wants the other 50% to go to his nephews from, his sibling.
So the most the wife can get is
Is
50%?
50%.
Or the most he can give to somebody else is 50%.
No, he's saying that it's they live in a state where it automatically gets divided 50% no matter what.
Really?
Wait,
I didn't
no,
know
wait,
that was
doesn't
a
make
thing.
sense
What is that?
because-
Wait, what do you mean divided? Like, so if you're married, you don't just share the property, like.
Right? Wouldn't
So
that
like,
go
No,
to
if
her
this
on
is
the
the
back?
will,
like,
if
if
he
you,
dies.
like if you have $100,000 and you die, your wife can only get 50,000, and somebody else has.
Yeah,
Right, that's
that's what I'm
weird.
saying. Legally,
Like, if you
legally
had
what?
joint
No, I
accounts
think
and
she
shit.
gets all because that doesn't make sense.
Well, no, legally what she's
That's
saying
so
doesn't
wild.
make sense.
Oh, well, whatever.
So what happens in some states is that if someone dies, the spouse gets everything no matter what if there is no will. If there is, however, in some other states, if there is no will, then that's when it gets to like this
Got
bloodbath,
ya.
right?
Got ya.
So like for example, New Jersey, if a husband dies and he has $100, that $100 goes to the wife no matter what. If there is no will or some other written document. In New York, however, that $100 could be, claimed by whoever.
You know a lot about
Wait,
this.
you
Did you
know
once
this?
murder a spouse? That rocks. Are you planning on killing your husband? I mean,
just been around.
just blink once for yes or twice for no. You
But
can't
also,
like admit
this
to
is
it.
not
admit to it.
sound legal advice. I just know this through nuanced experiences, and
sure.
also it could totally be wrong what I'm saying. However, so what the spouse? Okay, but I'm saying this for a reason, because what her husband is saying.
Is
to
this
her,
really a love guru question?
Yeah, is
Oh fuck yeah,
is-
dude! Sometimes
is
we do their
wrong.
taxes for them.
Oh,
It's
okay.
crazy.
He's saying, okay, well, in our state, it's always divided 50-50 no matter what. That's not fucking true. That's not fucking true. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
I was just gonna. My thoughts right when you finished the question was, what if he's just making
He
this
should
shit
move
up
to
to
definitely
trick her?
make- Making
Just
it
move
up.
to a different
Yeah.
state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the thing is if you have joint accounts or a will,
Give your money away
none
before
of
you
that
die.
matters. This is just what Suzanne was saying was this is in the event that there is no will. So just make a fucking will and you could leave it
Or
to your
put
goddamn
all your
cat
assets
if
in
you
a
want.
trust and
Yeah.
but
I mean,
but-
you hear about those rich, crazy old ladies who leave shit to their cats. You know, I
but-
mean,
so
you
that-
could do anything in a will.
So that's what I'm saying. So she's saying the husband said to her, well, we live in a state where 50-50 no matter what, it goes 50 goes to you, 50 goes to someone else. So I'm just going to
What
give
if
it to
there
the
is no one
nephews,
else? I don't-
and then I'm going to put this in the will. It's like, well, and so she's basically saying, he's gifting this money to his nephews. She sort of feels entitled to that money. If she's
Yeah.
his wife.
I just don't understand who it goes to. The state is saying that if you don't have a will, your surviving spouse only
half.
gets half.
Yes,
I'm just-
gets half.
And
All
but
I-
who
other half
gets the other
all
half?
I-
is divided up between
all
your
I can
next
tell
of
you,
kin.
all I can tell you
that
is the
is your
sentence
wife.
that she wrote, which again
Yeah.
I do not think is legally Yeah, again, because where's that money going? Save the children.
But your spouse is still
1-800
alive.
for cars for kids.
I don't like that song. I hate that song. I want to kill those
I
fucking
know.
kids. I hate that song.
So okay, this is what the sentence says. My husband informed me today that under community state law, when he passes away,
Is there
assets are divided 50-50. So I think that maybe they're like community law married or
what does that even mean?
Common
That
law
means
marriage?
there's two
common
other
law.
people.
Yeah,
It doesn't even-
community law is not.
that doesn't
common
even
law.
make
Common
any
law is
sense. Yeah,
different.
there's this thing as community law. First of all, what does that mean? 50-50. There's not. So that only assumes there's two other entities.
Well,
It
I
doesn't make any
think
sense.
what half of the
divided 50-50.
there's half goes to the spouse, the other half is divided up between whatever that state deems your next of kin, whether that be brothers, parents.
So if you live in a
kids,
house
whatever.
together with your husband and he dies, you have to sell your house. You can't keep.
You would have to either sell the
That doesn't
house
sound
or,
right.
or
No,
buy out
sometimes
the other
that does
people.
happen though.
Yeah, you buy it out from the estate. That's totally a thing.
Yeah, that's
That's totally a thing. But like it none of this makes sense in that he could very easily make a will to override whatever the state does in the case of your death without a will.
He's also 44, and
Oh yeah, she's planning on murdering this guy, isn't she?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna die soon.
It
Oh,
does-
I'm glad
yeah.
you mentioned that.
I don't know. It does sound a little odd in the sense that
He's
A,
44 and she's 13.
she's 38.
It's a
But-
weird state. It's
Yeah.
a weird state.
So, but she does
The
say that they've been
community law.
happily married for almost a decade.
So the law of the community.
But I don't know. I just feel like it's if your husband is like, oh, I'm not going to leave everything to you. I
She
don't
really
know.
wants that whole comic book collection.
Yeah.
Goddamn right.
I don't know. It's like I feel like it should just be like my choice to reject. I don't necessarily want it, but I should get the option to reject it.
See, this is why I'm a little bit happy sometimes that me and my wife don't have any money. We do not have to worry about arguments like this. It's sort of like, hey, if I die, what happens to my next paycheck? I don't fucking know. That's not even going to be enough for the casket. So, like we don't have to worry about that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Your debt will get divided.
Yes. Who has to pay it off? I mean,
Right.
the state says she has to, but then other states say she's got to pay half. My dad's got to pay half. My grandma's got to.
Your neighbor, I think, will
some.
inherit
Yeah.
half your debt.
Well,
Yeah. She's going to be so sad about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of going through this because I have, it's like, I've just recently been married. It's like, do I?
Oh, Matt on YouTube says Susanna's getting divorced already.
You've been married. You say that like it was forced on you. I've
No,
just recently been married.
I just chose to be married. Does that?
Yeah, that's
I
good.
guess.
I've been married means you were married. Now you're no longer married. I've been married.
I just got married,
All
I
right.
guess, ish. But it was a few months ago.
Yeah.
And so now it's, the thing of like, okay, now we have common health insurance.
Community health insurance.
Community for our
Yeah.
household. And, it is like, do I, put him as the beneficiary to the, whatever I have, which again isn't a lot, but it's, like what do you, I don't know. I guess you have to, right?
I don't even know how to spell beneficiary. I don't have to worry about any of this shit,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Suzanne knows a lot about divorce and widow laws for a newly married person. This is wild, man.
No, I do know a little bit about just financial beneficiary information. But I guess I should put, but I'm always scared that then he's gonna like choke me with a grape. All of a sudden he's
Choke you
gonna
with a
come
grape?
home with a marshmallow gun.
That would be impressive if you could do that.
No, but you see, with it, it's like a
grape?
gun, and but it shoots like grapes, and it's just like goes right in your
What?
mouth. and
You're
just
saying
murders
wait?
you.
You're saying he would shove so many
There's
grapes
a
in your
gun
mouth
that
you choke
specifically shoots
like Mama
grapes.
Cass?
He would like I feel like my husband would murder me with a pickle because everyone knows I love pickles, and he would just like take and just shove it in my mouth.
The samurai chef. Like,
Yes. That's the exact same thing that Mama Cass's husband did to her.
that was the.
Don't let him trick you with that shit.
That was the edit they cut from the John Belushi Samurai Chef.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Pickle grape.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would be nervous that he. But one thing is also because I called and I was like, hey, I got married. I guess I should change my beneficiaries, and they were like, well, if you want to.
Why did you get married if you're so worried he's going to murder you?
I don't know. Because I didn't even post it on social
It's like,
media.
well, I can either leave him or marry him and he'll murder me.
I want to be married. I'm happily married. I'm honestly
great.
happily married. But
Suzanne's gonna kill her husband.
I don't think you could be in a loving relationship if you don't think about killing someone.
I'm not.
you're in a
I'm
relationship
happily
with.
married, but I'm not naively married. If that makes sense.
Sure. She doesn't want to
Sure.
kill her
I mean, yeah,
husband,
no,
but if she has to at some point, she
The
knows
most
where to
likely
bury the
person
body.
to murder a wife
Yeah,
is the
it's
husband.
always the husband.
Sure.
It's
Right.
always a husband.
Uh-huh.
It's always the husband.
Yeah.
And if she's got to kill somebody in self-defense,
All right,
statistically,
next
she's got to know how to
question.
make the most money off it.
So my wife is always away from me on Thursday nights doing a podcast. Should I murder her?
That's not the next question. But okay, I guess let's just wrap this up. And
That
then
was
we'll
my
go to-
question.
We have the next because we have one more that we could delve into. My thing is that I think that for me again, and obviously speaking from personal experience, I am going to name him, and also I'm going to say this on the podcast. This is probably going to be admitted as evidence in a court of law. at
Sure.
some point. But
This is all parody. It's for the show.
But I'm gonna name him as the beneficiary because to me that's what getting married's all about. Getting married isn't about posting on social media and all that bullshit. So if you are
My
married,
wife told me it is.
and it is in for all that. If your husband's like, oh, you don't need that much money, you guys are clearly not on the same page when it comes to money and what the needs are. And I just think that they have he's not on her page for some reason or the other, and she needs to get to the bottom of that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I guess my final advice is that he's clearly lying to you and has a side family. That's kind of what no one's that adamant that their nephew gets 50% of their death money when they're 44. All right?
He's been fucking his nephew.
Yes. He's either...
Oh my God! How have we only just discovered this?
Yeah, it's the Kevin
Yes.
Spacey situation.
Yeah,
so-
nephew, my fucking
That's
ass.
why
That's his kid.
That's why
Yeah.
they have
Uh-huh.
that expression, Uncle.
Yeah.
Say Uncle. Say
Uh-huh.
Uncle. Stop fucking me, Uncle.
Man, your nephew looks a lot like you. Are you sure
Yeah.
he's not a secret side family baby that you bring around under the guise of being
Yeah.
your sister's kid?
Yeah.
It's weird that your sister never makes eye contact with me. That's odd.
We're very close.
Let's do one more question.
All right.
But let's just do the next one.
All right.
This one's kinda
Next
good.
question on the Love Gurus podcast. Last question, actually. Producer Amy on YouTube says, yes, Jake, you still have to worry about this stuff and beneficiaries. Even more so because you have a kid. I don't know what any of this means.
Are you getting life insurance?
I don't, maybe. I don't,
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out if I die. Listen, so next question on the Love Gurus podcast. Actually, this is the last one. If you have one to write in, write it to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, write it live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to take the last one from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
I developed feelings for someone else. I'm 30 and I've developed feelings for someone who's 27, even though I'm engaged. I've been with my fiance for nearly a decade and we've recently gotten engaged. We've lived together for most of our relationship and I love her and care for her deeply. However, I have a co-worker who I've known for 6 years. We have always gotten along and I also have always had a crush on her. When we first met, this developed more into what I'm afraid to call quote-unquote love. We talk at work and at work events, but outside of work, I really don't ever see her. We were recently out with work friends at a bar, and we were all very drunk, and we found ourselves just having a private conversation. I shouldn't have, but I put my arms around her and kissed her on the head to cheer her up. No one else saw, and I feel embarrassed about letting my feelings toward her show like that. Since then, it's obviously hard not to think about her. I appreciate her as a friend, but now that I'm engaged and this thing has happened between us, do I push through it with my fiance or do I explore what's happened with this other person?
Does the state have community law?
Ugh, I know. We really need to get more specifics about these questions.
Now, wait, but what are the genders of
think-
these people?
The person writing the question is a male.
Okay.
And the person that he has feelings for is female. However, the person writing the question does not identify the gender of that person's fiance.
Buddy,
Alright.
you got to figure this
So we
out.
can't answer the question. No.
I honestly,
It would be presumptuous of us.
It
to,
would be presumptuous.
I understand. I
At the very
usually err
least.
on like it's men dating women unless they specifically
Yeah.
say because normally they throw that in there. It
is more
kind
common
of
statistically.
It's,
Okay,
yeah, it's way more
also,
common.
can I
don't
just-
care what Twitter
Yeah,
has to
it's
say
like
about it, but-
95%.
Yeah,
I want to say,
Yeah.
I just, as a preface for this question, I've spent a lot of time on the relationship advice subreddit. Either gay people just have their shit together,
Oh yeah,
or they are just on another subreddit.
They're not on the internet, yeah.
we
It's
barely
just-
ever have the questions on here. Yeah,
The only people on that,
Well,
that
they're writing
relationship
savage
advice,
love, right? I mean,
I don't know. It's just like either gay people just have their shit together and are better at communicating and expressing their ideals and values, and it's just heterosexuals. But it's just there are some gay questions that are on that
yeah.
subreddit.
Like once in
Yeah.
a blue moon, we
But
get
it
one on
is.
here.
So I just think that gay people are like, oh, you guys actually didn't fucking talk to each other, and like hashtag that's it. You know,
Well, they're
but
like, "Fuck you."
they've already
I'm
they've
jumping
already,
back on
They've
Grindr.
already
I'm putting up with this
hurdled
bullshit.
all
Right.
over all that,
Yeah.
17 years ago.
Or
So,
they're
anyway.
just like, I'm sick of this fucking idiot. I'm jumping on Grindr and I'm finding another idiot.
yeah, they're
You
just
know?
like they're
I
just
di-
like so fucking honest with themselves.
I'm not wasting the best years of my life or even the mediocre years of my life worrying about some fucking dickhead and their boss's boss. I'm
Yeah.
just not doing it. I'm fucking someone on Grindr or I'm going to the Central Park Rambles and I'm gonna find me someone who doesn't piss me off.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the
right.
move.
So anyway, so that
God,
okay.
I wish I was a gay guy.
we
that,
all do.
That's out of the way. So now, again, these people have been in a relationship for more than a decade. They've just gotten engaged. And, what do you think? Because let me just remind you of the ages. The person writing the question is 30. His fiance is 27.
So like they should not be getting married. Even if the rest of the question was not happening, they should not be getting married.
It would be enough for Ben if it was like, I'm 30, she's 27. Should we get married? Fuck no, don't care about the rest.
I mean,
of it.
maybe it is possible. Like this is like maybe like the 10th person he's been in a relationship with, along with her. I mean, maybe they both started when they were like 12. Like,
yeah,
but
sure.
In West Virginia or whatever.
What about?
But
okay, but here's what I say. What about the
because they're sophisticated there.
The famous celebrity couples that started in high school.
Right.
One isn't Shaq's wife. They've been dating or together for like years and years and years.
Really? Shaq?
I think Shaq fucked his first wife to death.
Yeah.
No.
His first wife was impaled
No.
Game of Thrones style.
I'm gonna look this up. The other is, well, and this is sad, but Kobe Bryant. They're high school sweethearts.
Who?
Kobe and Vanessa Bryant. But he obviously was killed in the helicopter crash.
Yes, after he
Yeah.
didn't he allegedly rape someone in Vail, Colorado?
That's not what
No,
we're talking about.
I heard
It's not
that woman was actually fucked to death by Shaq. It was a different Laker. It was
Okay. Ben's the worst. Ben's the worst about this.
What?
Like literally the worst about this.
I would be afraid of being fucked to death by Shaq. Like I would imagine he would kill me.
I see it in my dreams sometimes. It's awful. It's
Okay.
awful. It's
Well-
that was actually a deleted scene of Game of Thrones where they were just like, really, you killed my nephew at the Red Wedding. Well, I'm bringing in Shaq, and he's gonna fuck you to death. Deal with that. Deal with that, Red Lady.
Okay. Well, I mean, then I guess if that's our, I mean, we
Okay,
should just go
but
to
he
final
should.
thoughts then.
In general, I don't think you should be. Most people should not be marrying the person they were like met when they were like 20 and 17. Like I think like they should just see other people.
But here, okay, I guess the reason why I picked this question is for two reasons.
Maybe
One,
they'll get back together, but I think you should try seeing
Yeah,
other people first.
that's true. Some people get married
should have, like, an open
earlier in their.
engagement.
I mean, but that's not like super early. That's not like straight out of high school. That's a decade after high school.
She was in
so
high
it's
school.
a little. No, you said she's 27
When they met. Right,
Okay,
but they've
but
been together 10 years. So
Okay,
she was 17,
okay.
he was
but
20.
Either way, they've been together for a while now. It's not like they jumped right into marriage.
Right.
So it's like it's not. It feels early. It feels quick just because of the young dating age. But they've at least sort of been together unmarried for long enough. I think if you're going to be together for 10 years, no matter when you started dating, if either of you actually wants to get married, you kind of got to get married or break up. Like that's a long time to be together and not married.
Should have got off
Well,
that
that's
lodge.
that's also why I picked this question is because him like putting his arms around this other woman.
So he's
and, like,
getting
giving her a
nervous.
kiss
He's
on the
nervous
head.
now. Because,
It's like, do you
yeah.
think he just is like, oh shit, da 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 da? Like it's not nerves per se, but he's sort of acting out.
Yeah.
Like
That's a good point.
He's not gonna be a creep about it, but it's like he's gonna at least like entertain maybe these quasi feelings that he's maybe had for this coworker because he's just gotten engaged
Yes.
and feels a little
I
trapped.
think it's that's a good point. I'm glad you pointed out that they'd been together for so long because now I really think
because he's
this
known
is-
this coworker for 6
Right.
years. Oh,
Well,
if you were
even-
in love with her,
even if he just
you
met
would
her.
have done it.
Even if he just
son.
met her.
You
He'd
would have
been
done
with
it.
her for 10 years.
The
and
moment
this is the
wasn't
first
right.
time this has happened. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that he is getting fucking cold feet.
Yeah.
And there needs to be a sort of sowing the wild oats, the Rumspringer, as
Because he could
the
still get
Amish
out.
call them.
Like, he's
He
not
could still get out.
technically
And-
tied to her.
Yeah, and we have very little. Here's a big detail that I didn't hear. Now, to be fair, I missed the fact that they'd been together for 10 years.
And only have 3 kids.
Yeah.
No,
it's-
no children. No children.
But why haven't they gotten married after that long? Because that's a long time to be
They've
together
been
and not be
saving
married.
up.
They've been saving. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you gotta. Honeymoons are expensive.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a decade. You know. I mean, it does. So I think he really kind of ignored that, and so I think he has been a big reason for not wanting to, for why they haven't. Either he doesn't want to, or he's been doing something.
Well, it usually is the
Or-
guy, right?
Oh yeah. We never
Yeah.
want to get married. We have to be fucking headlocked and dragged into it most
Yeah.
of the time. But so I think that's definitely happened over the course of a decade. And now he's like, I'm about to be trapped, and I'm acting out, and this is it. I got to go fucking be free or whatever. And I almost think like maybe they should fucking take some time apart. And I normally
Yeah.
think this is normally I say this is a pretty bad idea. Like you probably shouldn't be with somebody if to make things work you got to go fuck other people. You know, like that normally never does. But you clearly have something that either is going to be stewing inside you the entire time, or you're going to end up cheating on her when she
But
can take half your
He
shit.
has
so
to wait. Doesn't he have to like fuck the coworker first though? Like, wouldn't it be funny if he like says, you know what? I think we should take a pause from this engagement, and then he tries to like hook up with this woman. She's like, oh no, what are you talking about? And then he like lost both of them.
That's never. Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
That'd be
yeah,
great.
that would be.
Nuts.
I would love
He
if
has
he's
to,
reading
like-
this whole
yeah.
thing. I would love if the
Yeah.
next question on here is like, I have a coworker who's creepy as shit. He put his arms around
Right.
me.
Yeah.
He's
He
getting
kissed me
married.
on the
What's he
forehead like
doing?
Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
but
I don't want to go to
that's
HR.
the
I'm
point.
not a
Again,
prude.
like this fact that he's had these feelings.
This is
festering.
like maybe this is Joe Biden writing in. Yeah.
It could be. This is a White House staffer.
I've
Yeah.
never known, coworker feelings to last.
By the way, Joe
more than
Biden,
6
top 10
months
president.
until something happened. So
Right.
If this has been happening for 5 or 6 years, that is fucking creepy. It is creepy.
I mean, he
It's like
keeps a
if there
journal
are-
every day he sees her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if there are, like, if there's,
he
like,
keeps
mutual, like,
strands of hair
hot-
that he finds.
you
Yeah,
know,
he's a
office
weird guy.
sparks. That is
Uh-huh.
that is 6 months or less.
Or less, yeah. And I do not think it is a coincidence at all that it's coming up now as opposed to 5 fucking
And
years
is she
ago or
like
somewhere
his,
else.
is she his boss's
sure.
boss or what?
If she's your boss's boss, then this wife better
I'm
watch
doing
out.
this
'cause
for my new marriage.
he's getting that promotion one way or
Yes.
another.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's my final advice.
So we're all in agreement he should chemically castrate himself.
I think so.
Is that what
Yeah,
we
like
arrived at?
like
only
a
if he
pedo
can do it
in
himself.
Bangkok. I think he
Yeah.
should take
Not-
weird drugs and not
not
fuck
at a
anyone.
hospital. Only if he could do it himself.
Yeah. Only if it's administered by What
he
the
should
Love
just
Gurus
get like
podcast.
drunk off his ass, huffing Toluene, and see what happens.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Boom.
even know what that is. Toluene?
Yeah, it's an industrial solvent.
Oh.
My friend grew up in West Virginia, and he had a friend, and that's all you apparently can do there. It's
Huffing and
Not very good.
wow, really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Well,
That's pretty cool.
Well,
They used to
then-
make
it's not a
meth
good thing
with-
to do.
Apparently
It's a bad
this-
thing to do.
Apparently, this opioid epidemic is really.
They used to make meth with
Overblown.
anhydrous. It was like the stuff in the farm, the big white things on the farm, the big tankers. You know.
Oh.
Yeah, that was like the
Anhydrous?
base for that was like the base for meth where I was from. But we didn't really
Interesting.
huff the shit though. You know. It was just kind of
Dip your balls in it.
Well, it did more than get us hype. Made us come. It was great. It was a good time. Good time.
And probably
Just dip a corn
probably
stalk in and shove it
stifled
up
a
your
few
ass.
babies that, let's
That's
be
right.
honest, weren't going to turn out well anyway.
Right. I didn't want to have a baby with that sheep, coming out some kind of island of Dr. Monroe monstrosity, calling me dad, and fucking asking for child support money.
The sheep just comes out of the womb. It's just standing on 2 legs. Hello.
Why
Hi.
does that sheep look like Steve Buscemi? And why is he stealing my anhydrous? That goddamn Steve is breaking into the tank. He's got pseudoephedrine with him. Some meth head's been fucking the sheep, and not an attractive meth head at that.
Yeah, amazing. Well, I think
Right.
we answered that question. I think we answered all these questions.
Absolutely.
Super
Very well. I think we
Absolutely.
answered
Yeah.
Yes,
for
this
sure.
has been a great
We
episode.
helped a lot of people today.
Thank you to everybody out there who listened, especially those of you guys on YouTube. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to Joel. Thank you to producer Amy. Thank you most of all to our guests, man. Thank you to Ben Asher.
Thank me.
Tell them again where they can find you.
At the Ben Asher on Instagram or Ben Asher on Twitter, or my website is benasher.net. And
Absolutely.
every Wednesday night, Arthur Avenue Comedy at Clinton Hall in the Bronx.
Go find them.
Awesome.
Go find them. It's a good show. It's a
Also,
pleasure being
comedy
on.
from scratch every month.
Bam. Go see it. Go see it. Check them out. Until next week, we're here live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Until next week, like and subscribe. Check us out live. Give us your comments. Give us your questions. And we'll be back next week. Later.